But this is astonishing. You just don't see this being built anymore. I mean, look at this. Imagine if your house was like that. Even these people paying hundreds of dollars on mansions, they just don't compare to this architecture. I gotta walk around this here. But I don't know if you guys can see this, but this street is just weird. Like, it goes down from here, and all of the buildings are built on some type of hill, which makes me wonder, hence the mud flood, aka, is that how that worked? Because if I go to the other side of this hill, it dips down all the way to a railroad track, which makes me wonder if that was also excavated. But there's the chemtrail flying right behind them. They are spraying all day. It's nothing but haze. Nothing but haze. They started early this morning. But this just stays beautiful. All of these buildings over here that were built a long time ago, they just keep their integrity. And that is the cool thing about it, like they keep their integrity through all the weather. As you can see, oh, hold on. That's the Masonic Lodge, but let me get to that in a moment. I'm sure we all recognize this here. This guy. This man. We got a little one right here. I honestly had no idea that was there. Interesting. But right across the street here, you got your Masonic Grand Lodge building. Now, I'm going to get a little closer. I'm going to show you the symbolism. Pillars. Fanciful designs on the top. They got the two. These lights are actually on when it's at nighttime. And these, you know what they represent. But at the feet of these look like lion feet. I don't know if you guys can see that, but those look like lion's feet. Feet of a lion. And then you got this right here. Grand Chapter of Kansas, Order of the Eastern Star. And it's kind of faded out, but this is a Freemasonic symbol on a Masonic building. And you can see these little symbols on the side here of all the symbolism we recognize. The sun, the lion. I mean, looks like somebody got mad at him. Bust out the window. But also they have a underground, which doesn't seem too accessible, at least from the top. Architecture on the top. And this is everywhere. This is not just a United States thing. And as you can see, always over the door archway, you have these depictions of old, I can't tell what that is. Looks like somebody holding a scythe. And then another guy, I don't know, guys, you gotta tell me what that is. That's interesting. But it's the same throughout all these buildings. all around the world. Even this right here with new windows. These were found, guys. These are not built. Because you'll always see purchased. You're never gonna see built. You're gonna see purchased or founded. Because we did not make these. We just put the windows in, guys. These are old. Even up here, they have crest up here. And I know this was a very, very important symbol in the Tartarian age with these crests. Because I believe that's how they symbolized their nations. And they definitely have some very interesting crests if you look them up. And you see them all over the place if you pay attention. But this is, again, on a hill. Because if I walk towards here, I'm going to show you guys that there is a sub-level to this building as well. So this, always from this Capitol building is connected to the sub-level of this building. And the sub-level of the building way over there, which I did not get footage of. But there is a sub-level to that. And these are all connected. And it also goes across the street here to that building. So they can freely move underground through these buildings. But this is absolutely magnificent. I mean, look at the tops of these. Like, that's amazing. That's for us. That's for people that are looking up to see. They did that right under that roof there. You know, this is ground level, and if you move over, that is sub. This is not level at all. These always have an underground to them, and they don't have any type of level whatsoever until you walk up, either up or down some stairs, and then they level it out. But as you can see, this is not, there's a lot under us, guys. Okay, this is, again, you have the same thing. You have the steps, pillars. On top of the pillars, you have the symbolism. I can't tell what those are. I believe it's just very decorative. But even up there, we have the two pillars. Beautifully made. And then again, you have these two light poles. Every time, every place you go. Now this is windows underground. Guys, these are windows underground. This is an old building. Even another one is a crest right here. And it's very rusted out, but there are two guys there. And the old Capitol symbol in the middle. Because like this building here, this is the front, the so-called front of the building. And I mean, it's all over the place, guys. I mean, this is it doesn't get any more obvious than this. They have the old cannon here with the two light poles, which I believe is Jacob and Boaz, but I'm not going to get into that. And then you still have the same columns with the Greco-Roman architecture. Throughout all your downtowns, you're gonna find stuff like this. Just go to your downtown, and I'm pretty sure you're gonna find the same thing on top of either the windows or the pillars, but they have the same crest all throughout this town. Oh, you're fine, you're not in it. You have the same crest all throughout this town, all on top of the pillars. You just don't, It doesn't get any more obvious than that. Look at this. I mean, amazing. We just don't do this anymore, guys. On the very top, I didn't notice that. I'm gonna have to go across the street to get a good look at this. But it looks like there's something, like a bowl or something on the very top of there. I mean, and this is supposed to be another business building. Yet again, Greco-Roman, remodeled just for business. Completely depreciating all of its old value. And now we're left with a business. But these are all of these buildings here, even like in these like back alleyways, are like half brick, and then you can tell where they keep trying to repave and put new rocks up and bricks and stuff like that. Like it's so obvious. Like once you see it, you can't unsee it. I've been meaning to do this for a long time, but they just keep adding new stuff, and I wanted to get it all after they were finished, because still this is all new. All this in the street, it's new, but the buildings, it's still same throughout. Everywhere else, they even have the crest in between the two griffins, which is, you know, it's the same. This is the same crest. This is the same exact crest that we've seen on the other buildings that I was showing you guys. Now, this is what I was talking about. You can probably tell, if you do your research, you can probably tell what region of Tartaria you actually live in, because it's the same throughout. You have these crests and these griffins. They're everywhere around this town. It's the same thing. Even these are all old buildings, guys. We just use them and put new windows in. All throughout this. Brand new on the bottom. Sorry, there's a guy leaf blowing. But as you can see, even right here, that's the same thing. It's the same architecture all the way across. This is a very old building. They did not touch this up at all. You can tell it's still cracked. It's actually kind of dangerous if you think about it. But still the same old architecture with new windows. So we got this new bank using an old building. I should have showed you the side of that there. Very remodeled. I mean, this might just even be added on. This might be a brand new building here. But right across the street, you have this Equity Bank. And this Equity Bank, I gotta like back up a little bit, but I can't be in the street here. And this Equity Bank up there has the same architecture. And then, oh, what do you know? The same crest. The same crest we've been seeing all throughout downtown with the pillars. This is Greco-Roman, guys. This is old. This is not new. They are using old buildings and calling it a day. A bank. Most banks are like this, and if they're not like that, then they look like this. Okay, they definitely have it all over the place downtown. This is the side of the building here. As you can see, it goes downhill. None of this is level. Most downtowns that I've been through are not level. They always have the same thing going on through every single downtown. Now, there's people that were excavating, especially that building way down there, same type of architecture. You have the pillars, and on top, well, I'm gonna have to check that out actually. And then Greco-Roman architecture right on top of this here. Look at this. Hold on, I'm gonna have to look. This is windows on the ground, guys. This is not level. This was excavated all throughout downtowns. This was found. We did not build this. Oh, okay. See, this is what I was looking at. Benevolent and Protective Order of Elks. And you have the upside down star. It looks like it's at a tilt, not completely upside down. Topeka Lodge, 204, erected in the 1900s, yet again. This is probably a lot older than the 1900s. It's probably the 1800s, but you know how they like to lie. And then coming up here to this old building that I was showing earlier. Okay, Elks building, huh? This one actually has the lions on the top. I was looking for these. All across the top they got the lions. Very interesting. I don't believe this is 1900s. Guys, this is probably 18, maybe even 17. Like this is old. This is old right here. This is that building. This looks almost as old as the other one down the street there. But as I showed you, there is a crest. I believe it's faded out, but it is the same exact crest. That's what I'm really trying to focus on. Is, you know, who were the people that built them? Because I'm going to do some research on these crests a little more, because I don't know exactly much about them. But I know that they do depict all the nations and are different sections of peoples, and they all represent, it's kind of like their flag. Now, beautifully, we can see on these corners, they have the eagle with the wings sprawled out. And then on the top, we have a certain type of crest, which I cannot tell. I believe that's an eagle. I believe that's an eagle as well. But then we have the same pillars, the architecture on top and around it, beautifully made. I mean, it's the same for these buildings, these ones here. All of them, all the way across. Even this one. We have new over the old. There's not much else down there, and it's the police station, which I don't feel like dealing with. But I'm going to cross the street here and show you the side of this post office. Look at that, guys. You don't see that anymore. Not these days. We just don't. We don't have the patience. We don't have the patience to do something like this anymore. I'm not gonna say we're any dumber, but maybe with some patience we could do that, you know, being reasonable. But it's not happening anytime soon. We're gonna get something like this, industrial, interchangeable parts. I'm trying to zoom in on what is on top of these here. That's interesting. Never seen that before. Not in these old buildings. It's like a bull. And that's actually going all the way across. Huh. I don't know. One of you guys might have to tell me what that is, because I've never seen that type of symbolism before on there. So we are going back through the new buildings. I'm probably gonna edit this one out just to show you the main points. So I'm pretty sure this is depicting the top of the old Capitol building. It did not used to have that Indian on top, just like this. It looked just like that Capitol building. It's a little mini replica of the old building before they put the copper dome, or the Indian on top. I mean, copper domes are actually pretty common. If you look at any Capitol building, they have a dome of some sort on there, and some of them are copper. Even here on this, right here, you have the crest. It doesn't have the line through it like the other ones, but it's the same thing. All throughout the downtown, you have the same architecture. Even on the ceiling here. It used to be a whole different society, and we're just building right on top of it, covering it up, covering up our history, our beautiful history. See, even on the ceiling here, same thing yet again. I mean, why would you do that, you know, other than feng shui? I mean, this is amazing.